All right, guys, coming back the next day, working on the Subi, and come to find out, I'm actually going to be swapping the carpet because I totally forgot that this car has the STI carpet. So, as you guys can see, it does have the STI carpet. And I totally forgot it was the actual full STI interior instead of the nice black carpet that everyone likes. So I kind of spent all that time cleaning this for nothing, but at least we have a nice carpet. But anyways, I got the carpet out, and I'm gonna end up getting the rest of the interior out, including the dash. And I'm gonna work on getting all the door cards out, and then just throwing back in the miscellaneous pieces that need to go in before the STI carpet come in. So I'm gonna work on finishing up the interior, stripping it completely, taking off all the stuff we're not gonna be using. And the one nice thing about tearing apart cars this deep is you find new tools. All right, guys, we did get the majority of the interior actually taken out, dash and all the other random shit we need to take out. Next step we're gonna do is we're gonna work on getting the drivetrain out. I did take off the wheels, I got it on jack stands. And no, I didn't put it on the pinch rods. But now is a good time to actually show you guys how clean the undercarriage really is on this car. Just get a quick look. It's super clean. I mean, man. We got pinch rods are in good shape besides being a little bent, and the whole undercarriage is just super nice. Going into the engine bay as well, you can really see how clean the subframes are, the U-frame, as well as everything else. Yeah, as you can see, I got some tools out right here. I'm gonna work on getting these knuckles off and brakes and whatnot, because we are gonna be swapping over these knuckles with the Brembos over to this car. Another thing that really is gonna be a time-consuming process is taking out this bulkhead wiring harness. Originally going into this was an 07 STI swapped 02WX, but I totally overlooked that it has a cable throttle body, which is not a big deal at all. I just got to put this bulkhead in this car. Not a big deal at all. I didn't even think about it, to be honest. Just one of those things you kind of overlook, but it's not a big deal. It's really just the throttle body situation and the HVAC as well. The HVAC is on a cable with these, so HVAC needs to come over. But the nice thing is this is already missing the HVAC. If this had the whole HVAC system in it already, I would consider just turning this into an electronic throttle body so that everything would just be nice and easy. But nothing's ever easy when it comes to cars. So with that being said, I'm gonna keep grinding on this drivetrain. I'm gonna get it all dropped out, and that way there's really not much left on this car then besides bulkhead and some other small things that really need to come off. Taillights are already off, as you can see, and we are going to be using these red tails. The owner of the two cars is actually going to be coming down, and him and I are going to be going through exactly what he wants to take off this car and put on this car. And I know all the interior is going to be coming on off of this car and then going onto this car, so that's easy. But when it comes to the trunk, I got to figure out which trunk he wants to use. We are using the blue fender on this car, obviously. And then all we'll need is a front bumper and a passenger side fender. We may be able to use his front bumper. As you can see, there is some holes in it. We don't know the really condition of the front bumper until it's actually taken off. I know the grill is pretty messed up, and it is already cut for a strut mount, so that might be already nice. It might be worth just trying to patch the holes, plastic weld the holes on the bumper, get a new grill, and then use this front bumper. And this passenger fender, we're obviously not going to use. It's cut and drilled and it's rusty. So it's not even worth the time to try and fix to put on this car when we can just probably buy a $100 new fender. So I'm going to keep cooking on this car. I got a lot of work to do. I got to drop the trans, the diff, all the hubs, axles, drive shaft, all of it. All right, the diff is out now, which really wasn't that bad to take out. As you can see, again, it is pretty damn clean. The drive shaft I only popped off I need to get a new drain to actually drain the trans fluid before I pull that. But the front hubs are done. And then next I'm going to do rear brakes. He actually does have the adapters for the Brembos on the rear. So we're going to use these hubs because these hubs are a lot nicer. And then it also makes us not have to tear apart the e-brake system, because this e-brake worked just fine. But the front hubs we definitely have to swap over because these have the front Brembos and there's no adapters that actually mount those to the WRX hubs. So those are either, I believe, 04 STI front hubs, and these are the factory 02 rear hubs with just the Cartboy bracket Brembo adapter. We are going to fight to get that bracket off because this thing is crusty. And I really hope that these Brembos come off in one piece. A lot of times these Brembo bolts like to snap in the actual Brembo itself. So fingers crossed for that when we actually do new rotors and pads. But everything on this car is coming off easy, as you can see. All I really got to take off is the rear calipers, obviously the trans still, the drive shaft, the front axles, and then the bulkhead wiring harness. And then after all that stuff is done, then we can start assembling, which is the fun part, because then you can actually put it together and make it look nice. But there's still a lot to do when it comes to this car. Motor's coming out. It's going to get resealed, like I said before. And when we're putting everything on this car, it's going to get either painted for the most part or like refinished or cleaned to the best that I can or someone else can. Like when it comes to assembling again, we're going to go through, pressure wash pretty much the entire car, and then engine bay as well. And that way when we assemble, it's going to be nice and pretty and clean. So yeah, that's where we're at. We are cooking out some progress here. All right, guys, as you guys can see, the rear brakes are off, and we have the brake fluid draining in the tubs right now. We got the best tub of them all, Duncan. Tomorrow, I'm gonna pick up a new can so I could drain the trans fluid into something, and I can drop the trans. And then tomorrow I'm gonna pull off the bulkhead harness, and then hopefully be able to take off every single thing off this car that we are not gonna use. That way, the shell is just ready to be, put together. So then we can start tearing apart this car and really digging into this car, refreshing it all, making it look nice, and then swapping it over to this car. So it's a long process. It's not something I'm rushing. It's not something that needs to be rushed. The owner of the cars has given me enough time where I can really make this look nice, take my time, and do it right. So that's something I'm really excited about. It's something that I don't have to rush. When you rush something like this, like a project like this, where you're completely stripping it down basically, you're going to miss something if you rush. I mean, you might even miss something if you're taking it slowly, because you might forget where things go. But luckily the case is I have multiple Subis here, so if I forget something, I can easily go back and look. But I doubt that'll be the case, because I've done enough of these swaps and I'm pretty confident on knowing where things go. So I'm really excited to see how this looks when it's done. All right, guys, I'm going to pick this one back up tomorrow, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, we're back. And it's actually the next weekend, not the next day, but we're back. And today we're going to be pulling out the bulkhead harness and the trans. I did get a new tub to drain the trans fluid, so that way we can actually drain it and not spill shit everywhere. So that'll make life easy. But yeah, I'm going to jump right into this. I really don't have a lot left to strip off this car. Pretty much just got to get the trans out, the bulkhead harness, and then I can start stripping stuff off the abandoned WRX, and then make this a nice car again. So yeah, let's get at it. And just like that, guys, the trans, the axles, the rear diff, then the drive shaft are out of the car. Now, doing this is actually really easy, especially if you have a jack and no motor in the engine bay. You just jack up the trans, hop in the engine bay, and then just lower it down. When you're doing transmissions with the motor still in the car, it does suck. Especially when you're doing it alone, it does suck. Especially when you have to put it back inside and remate the trans to the motor. it sucks. But when there's no motor in the car, it makes life a lot easier. And with the trans, well, the whole drivetrain, I should say, out of the car, that means all we have left is the bulkhead wiring harness. And really, the previous owner of this car did a lot of work for us by taking out most of the interior. But really just got to pop this bar off and then pull out the harness. Easy as that. So I'm going to get cracking on that, get that pulled out, then have this thing fully stripped down. That way you guys can really see how this thing looks gutted. So I got this front part of the bulkhead harness done, all this stuff in the engine bay. And now you can really see how much more dirt there really is underneath the fuse box, tucked away back there, just everywhere. We got this whole front core support kind of stripped down. Yeah, so this wiring from the the front of the engine bay that runs along the fenders is all ready to be pulled back into the car. So all I really have to do now is basically unbolt this bar and pull off like this wiring right there. I gotta get the wiring that goes up to the door for the rear door, which is already done on this side. I just gotta do this side. And then hopefully be able to pull the rest of it right through right away. I gotta pull the steering column with all the wiring as well. And then yeah, it's really not much work once you have the dash out plus all the interior. So yeah, I'm gonna get cracking. All right, dash is all, or the wiring harness is all pulled through. Everything from the engine bay is pulled through. As you can see, I guess there's just a few small things right here. All right, well, easy as that. Now all we gotta do is pull that all out of the car. So that's a job in itself right there. Just like that, we got our bulkhead wiring harness out of the car. We still gotta take the pedal assembly out because we are using the STI pedal assembly that it has in there. And it looks like all of these pedals right here, we don't have like the black pedals at all. This is another good time to do another quick vacuum wipe down since we have everything out. That's the plan. Coming around to the engine bay, this is a perfect time to take this to the car wash or pressure wash this thing. Currently don't have wheels on it right now or hubs, so I can't really take it to the car wash, but I can pressure wash this. So that's the plan. We're gonna clean up the engine bay before we start assembling everything, make it look nice. And then obviously I gotta take off this cowl. I wanna get everything in there as well, so it's not building up dirt and grime and causing it to rust over time. And then really get all this stuff that's flaking off right here, all the dirt and grime. The whole car really needs to be detailed. It's dirty, it's been sitting for a while, so it'll get some love here. But yeah, the majority of this car is done now. Now all we have to do is really take out the pedal assembly, and that's really it, and then clean it. And then we can start to finally actually take this thing apart. We're gonna pull the motor on this car first, and then we're gonna put that aside. We're gonna rebuild that last, and then we're gonna strip the whole interior, get the whole interior, get the wheel hubs over, get the Brembos, and then we're gonna take off the skirts because we are using the STS skirts. This car didn't come with any. And then we are gonna have to transfer over the roof ring, and then, like I said before, all of the interior is gonna come over. So that's gonna be it for this video. I'm gonna strip out this pedal assembly real quick, and then get to cleaning this thing. But then in next video, we're gonna be stripping this thing, pulling out the motor, and then really going through how bad this car is. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.